Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of Luke, Luke chapter 18, verses 35 through 39, and I'm reading from the English Standard Version. Here's what it says. As he, speaking of Jesus, drew near to Jericho, a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. And hearing a crowd going by, he inquired what this meant. They told him, Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. And he cried out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Verse 39, and those who were in front rebuked him, telling him to be silent. But he cried all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. I'm just going to cut right to it. There are times in our walk with the Lord, not every time, not every circumstance, but there are times that we need to cry out to the Lord in desperation. Now, that desperation needs to be filled with the faith that God is going to hear us. That's exactly why the blind beggar called out for Jesus. He knew that if he cried out, God would hear him. He knew if he made his need known to the one who created him, that his need would be met. And it caused him to cry out in desperation. It was his chance, and he was not going to let it pass by. This morning's just a word from the Word. I told you I'm just going to cut straight to it this morning. I don't know what your need is. We all have needs. We all have things that we're praying for. Whatever your need, cry out to Jesus, not to beg because you're not sure if he'll answer. That's not faith. That's bordering on self-pity. Cry out to the Lord because you know he hears you when you pray. And you know when he hears you, he will answer. Cry of desperation? Go for it. But do it in faith. Do it trusting that the Lord is going to hear you. I was praying about something this morning and I just inadvertently, because the need is so desperate, I found myself bordering on begging. And I thought, wait a minute, that's not a prayer of faith. That's not pleasing to the Lord. He's not some stingy God who doesn't care. The need can be great. And we can cry. We can pour our heart out, and we should. And I did for this need that I know of. But not in begging, hoping, wondering if God was going to hear it. But knowing rather that God sees the need. He understands the need, and he knows how to take care of the need. Much better than you and I can ever figure out. So, I changed my prayer this morning. Will you change yours? Will you cry out in desperate faith for whatever the need is? As the Lord is passing by, cry out knowing that he is hearing you and that he will do just as he did for this blind beggar. Jesus stopped and said, bring that man to me. He came and Jesus said, what is it that you'd have me to do? The blind man said, restore my sight. And it was just like that. Jesus restored the man's sight. Why? Because it was a cry of desperation in faith, and God honors that. This has been just a word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.